Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Chamber of the Wraith. My name is Brian, and tonight we are tackling the Destroyer of Worlds. The most menacing, monstrous, most malevolent kaiju Godzilla has ever faced. Destoroyah. An amalgamation of Precambrian crustacean life forms, given new life and a new purpose by the micro-oxygen within the Oxygen Destroyer, the weapon that destroyed the original Godzilla. Destoroyah will stop at nothing until all life has been, well, destroyed. This bad boy packs 6 out of 8 attack, 5 out of 8 defense, a paltry 2 out of 8 speed, and a gargantuan 8 out of 8 weapons. But it's not the damage that makes the weapons ranking so high, it's how many of them there are. He inflicts primarily alien energy, which is very unique. Not too many monsters, if any, inflict a weapon type as their primary means of damage. He then inflicts multiple blunt attacks, variants of electric attacks, sharp attacks, and finally, uniquely, relatively speaking, cold attacks, freezing attacks, which we will talk about shortly. He resists radiation, cold, and sonic-type attacks, but he's weak to sharp attacks, explosives, and fire. Which is, it's a little funny that the cold weapons are something he resists when he's actually shown to be weak to the cold weapons in the movie, but I'm not going to hold my breath too much. That explanation clearly went a little bit too long. Let's take a look at what Destoroyah can bring to the table, and why you should fear him. Into the versus category we go. We fight Destoroyah versus Megaguirus. Another big bad monster that is looking to destroy Godzilla. Just getting to make sure that we're on easy so that I can demonstrate. And today's city will be not the Big Apple, will be Golden Gate in San Francisco.
Destoroyah versus Megaguirus. Monsters, fight!
First up, his punching attacks. Ow. Sharp attacks. Ow! Rude. Alright. A quick horn jab, which is also his up punch. Forward punch. Ooh, he gets to do his rage attack right away. Great. Is the wing, but his forward punch attack are these wing attacks. Now they're good for staggering, but don't launch unless you're in rage. His rage attack is the Oxygen Destroyer Comet. A homing projectile that launches and is unblockable. Down punch is the wing uppercut. And back punch is a lunging fist. I gotta wait a little bit though, because Megaguirus is in Sugar Rush mode. Okay, now that she's calmed down, you can see that it really hurts. Next, let's do kick attacks. Nothing to write home about, but they go into the wing strikes if you chain it into punch. His back kick is a very slow soccer punt that seems to be relatively armored to light attacks, so you can launch foes. Clear the rage. Up kick is another slow, sharp attack that launches the opponent backwards, which again seems to have... I have so much rage! I guess it's because I'm playing as Destoroyah. His down fierce, or down kick, is a stomp attack. Worth noting is that on his back, his fierce attack is relatively unique in that it puts his back to the opponent. I forgot to talk about throws. Put me down! Owie! Okay, I'm gonna grab you. I said it, I'm gonna grab you. Come here. His kick throw is a backward throw with his tail.
KO.
Destoroyah has won.
I love that he has an evil laugh for one of his win poses.
Monsters,
His normal throw is a
fight!
normal throw, nothing to write home about either. But we'll demonstrate it anyways for the point of succinctness. Now let's talk fierce attacks, which is really cool. Like Mechagodzilla 2, Destoroyah's fierce attack require energy. But this is where a lot of the alien energy attacks come from. His laser horn, or laser katana, which is able to slice through Godzilla's flesh with ease, is a devastating weapon. Stop throwing stuff. It's kind of slow, but it's relatively unique. If you go fierce punch, he'll let me. Come on. It's the big overhead punch. And then laser kick is the stomp. Forward fierce is this triple laser strike that knocks monsters down. I can't demonstrate this next attack because Megaguirus is a floater, but he has a low swipe, and then he has a reversal tail stab, which allows him to stab with his tail. And remember, one of his wake-up attacks on his back flips him on his back. Up fierce is a laser attack that slams downwards. Jumping fierce is a slow, very slow, tail strike. His jumping punch is one of his fastest jumping attacks. And then jumping kick is... Get off me. Is a big old punt attack. His fierce throw is this. With his laser horn.
Destoroyah has won.
But we're not quite done yet.
Monsters,
We need to talk about
fight!
ranged attacks. His ranged attack is a blast of micro-oxygen, punctuated by an electric blast. The micro-oxygen pulls monsters in and blasts them. Tapping the weapon breath attack option gives him the Oxygen Destroyer mines, which are relatively cheap, but have crazy knockback. Demonstrated here. See, it didn't even really hit her. But his special move is unique. He is the only monster with the ability to have access to cold type attacks outside. Put me down, put me down, put me down. Outside of a rage attack. And that is his freeze breath attack. A relatively slow option, but if you can catch a monster blocking, you can freeze them solid. Which, freeze is devastating. But the only weakness is short range and a high energy cost. I need Megaguirus to knock him down to demonstrate his forward wake-up attack. There we go. Unfortunately, it missed, but you saw the animation. Let's finish this fight, and then it'll be time to move on to our next monster next week. But that said, that's Destoroyah done. Overall, this monster is fairly slow, but hits really hard. With a really cheap option to launch enemies for only 2 energy cells, this is a monster you need to have your guard up on at all times. Otherwise, proceed to get flattened. Next time, we're going to take a look at Mega Gearus. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you guys on the other side.